Let the doctors focus on their patient, not to follow the lab works. It can be easily trained to your receptionist to manage the lab works from the dashboard. Go to the modules link, where you have multiple programs and features of this application. Here we have the labs to enter into lab settings. Ideally, before start using the application, here in the second tab, you can add and edit your favorite dental labs with their contact details, so that it can be displayed along with the lab works in the dashboard list. In case, when a treatment is linked to a lab name, it will create a work order as status initial in the dashboard lab works. From here, we can track pending lab works, update status of the work, inform the lab about newly started work, inform the patient when the work is received, and can schedule an appointment for the lab work delivery. Here you can see the sequence of lab workflow, where receptionist can change the status accordingly. In the next line, we have some billing fields for the received lab work. Only the user role with doctor or clinic manager can see this invoice fields. Usually, you receive a lab work from the lab with the invoice. It is ideal to fill these invoice fields once you receive the lab invoice. These invoice details can be viewed from Lab Settings module and used for monthly reports and for lab bill payments. Here, I have logged in as receptionist, who have an assistant role. If the user is an assistant, when I click Lab Work Edit button, I can update the status of the work, but the billing fields will not be visible. As a receptionist, I cannot enter into the clinic settings page. The modules link will not be available. The tooth button, also not there, to go to the treatment page. Here I've logged in as a doctor, so I have access to the modules link, where I can enter into multiple features. Now, I enter into Lab module. The first tab is the Lab Work Management area, where you can find the lab works, their bills and payments, for all your labs. Multiple things can be done from this page. 1. Filter the lab works by lab name. Select a lab name, click Search. And also filter by created date or invoice date, for specific date range as you need. Two. Check the balance for unpaid bills. 3. Check the workflow history for the completed lab works. 4. Edit the status of the specific work. 5. Edit invoice details of the lab work. 6. Mark the bill as paid if the payment was done. 7. When we filter by invoice date, we can see only the received works. Select the unpaid bills, click on the Mark Paid button after payments were done. These payments will be automatically updated to your Expense Manager module, according to the expense date, for expense calculation.